Hi, my name's Tim Kovacs with the Phoenix Fire Department, and one of my responsibilities, still being on the job, is to oversee historic Fire Station 8 and two of the apparatus there. They are a 1978 Dodge Monaco Battalion Chief's car and a 1941 Chevy Pumper. Starting with the 78 Dodge Monaco, this was a piece of equipment that we actively used for many years. It went on a lot of fire calls, and when it was due for the auction pile, it was one that Fire Chiefs Brunacini, Assistant Chief Hoot Gibson, and I believe Don Mills were able to save and get the city to allow us to keep it for historical purposes. So we've taken turns over the years taking care of it. It was part of the budget. Now it's up to fundraising to be able to keep it going. It came in an era when we had cars for battalion chiefs rather than trucks and SUVs like we have now. And so it's smaller, and it happened to be the same kind of vehicle that the police department would get ordered for them. So as you can see, the fleet said, oh, we can get these cheaper, we'll just buy a bunch of those, we'll paint some of them tan and white and put blue and red lights on them for the police department, and we'll paint them red and white with red lights on top for the fire department. And that's how that one. The 78 Dodge Monaco is a four-door. It is a four-barrel, and it is a 440, so it has a lot of power. Back then they were similar to the Plymouth Furies, and some of those vehicles where they were built with their center of gravity really nice and low to the ground, but they still had enough clearance to get over high curves. So picture 1978 through about 1983 when we had it before it got phased out for the next generation. And driving around the city of Phoenix, if you were around back then, we didn't have so many speed bumps, but we had a lot of potholes and a lot of other issues, and dirt and lack of sidewalks, a lot of construction. So they went fast, they were dependable, you couldn't kill them real easy, and they were gas hogs. So that one sits locked up usually at our admin offices or at Historic Fire Station 8 on 7th Avenue in Canto. We take it out at least once a week and we run it. We make sure it's in good condition. So it's just like checking your apparatus at the beginning of a shift. We do little repairs to it. We beg and borrow for help. Recently, we had some transmission problems with the Monaco, so we were able to get some help with that. The sirens are old school sirens, and when you see the speakers on them, there's three of them, one at the top and two big ones at the bottom at the bumper line. And you can hear when they're coming. They're not the new electronic sirens that are a little bit weaker. You'll see pictures and you'll see some video that will show the top light bar, the old gumball style gumball lights, and the flashing deck lights that would go toward the rear. We didn't have anything back in the 70s like what we call wig-wag headlights, where the headlights would flash opposite of one another, to another way of getting someone's attention for safety. We didn't have that then, but people would see the red car and hear it. And that helped a lot. The battalion chief, back in those days, typically driving alone. So talking on the radio, trying to take notes, trying to get an idea of what's happening on a call, and driving themselves to the call. We don't do that anymore, haven't for a long time. We have two people in it, one drives, the other one does the tactical stuff and operates the radio. Battalion chiefs go on major incidents and calls. So a big work in fire with more than just 3 apparatus, fire trucks and ambulances and things like that, as well as personnel. Anything bigger than that, anything that is a first alarm or greater, a battalion chief or multiple battalion chiefs are going to be going on those. They would carry their own self-contained breathing apparatus, air tanks with them, and everything else, a tool, whether it be an axe or something like that. They carried what we called RIC kits, Rapid Intervention Crew or Team kits, that had extra gear for in case we had a firefighter down or lost or stuck in a fire in a building, that we could rescue them. So BCs would carry unique equipment, and another reason why when we were able to switch to pickup trucks and SUVs, that was a huge difference in what we could carry in for safety. And every firefighter all the way up to the top person wearing the bugles and the white hat and shirt have to be prepared and equipped and ready to go out and help no matter where they are. Alan Brunacini, our fire chief for quite a long time, drove that vehicle for a while. So the public safety package typically for a law enforcement agency or a fire service agency is heavy duty alternator, 2 batteries or dual alternators, and the entire electrical system has to be really beefy for all those electronics that it's trying to work at the same time. And so those were parts of the package. Sometimes carburetor, the fuel system would be worked on to be more efficient. And that's the beef of it. They had, you can tell on the 78 Dodge Monaco, it has the front rubber push bars, as you'd call them in law enforcement, for pursuits and pushing vehicles out of the way. And that's how they came for PD, so that's how ours were too. And they were useful for us to help push vehicles out off the street and things like that. Now we use it for education. We use it as one of the few old vehicles that we have left in our wannabe museum at Historic Fire Station 8 at 541 West Encano, by appointment only. We don't have the staff to keep it open like a real museum, but that's where we keep it. We have it for show, and sometimes we take it to retiree events and funerals. They contact us through the city email, which is historicfs08@phoenix.gov.